All right, Jets fans, we're back on opening night of year number 5, and this year is a turning point for the franchise. Either we make it into the playoffs and hopefully back all the way up to the Stanley Cup, or we trade away our best players and restart. So let's jump in and see what happens. We're back here on opening night. It is Thursday, September 28th, with a game at Colorado. There are some trades here. Let's just go through and see what they are. You guys can look at them all on your own there. We're going to go ahead and delete those. And let us go and sim opening night. Hopefully for the first time in 5 years, we actually win the first game. And we do win it 4-3. Nice. That is finally a good way to start the season. Brandon Brisson with a goal and Chaz Lucius 2 points. So we will go ahead and sim to the end of the month. It is Sunday, October 1st. We do have a trade, Pittsburgh and Nashville. The top-selling jerseys are Shifley, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, and Taves. Best-selling jerseys in September, Joseph Wall for the Buffalo Sabres, #1. And the scouting list here, so we're going to go ahead and delete those. We'll look at our monthly budget, check out the schedule. Not too many home games here. So we're just going to leave that at 3%. Our scouting will go up to 5, and our morale will stay at 3. In terms of the scouting tournaments, there are none. I have already set the goalie starts for this season. With such a rookie new backup goalie, I have tried to give him what I think will be the most easiest games for the backup to win. So as you can see, he's going to start against San Jose. He's going to start against Utah. He's going to start against the Kings. And then he's going to start against the Lightning. And pretty much all non-divisional teams he will start against if he does need a start. So with that, we're going to go ahead and sim all of October. It's Tuesday, October 24th, and we do have our first injury of the season. Ryan Lindgren out 1 to 2 months with a dislocated shoulder, so we are going to put Ty Hollett in there. He is a defensive defenseman, and Lindgren to the injured list. And let's keep going to November 1st. And we're back here. It is Wednesday, November 1st. We'll go ahead and check the emails. Kyle Connor extends his assist streak to 8. His streak ended at 8. There was a trade between Chicago and Pittsburgh. Let's see what else we have here. Nikolai Ehlers, 100%. He had a small injury, almost ready. Let's keep going up here. Nothing. So far, nothing. Kyle Connor has a memorable game. Hat trick there with 3 goals. Anything else? A trade between Seattle and Nashville. Media criticizes Brad Lambert after the loss. I went ahead and agreed with the criticism. After all, I believe we lost that game 4-0 or 4-1, so that seemed pretty decent. And the top-selling jerseys for the Jets in October: Shifley, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, Taves. Our development report. Here are your minor league players and prospects. And the NHL defensive read for Zeev Buyan. Defensive read up to 16. Perfect. 1 month on the team, he's already grown. And let's see who else we have. Rodwin Dianazio, puck handling and positioning. There we go. Perfect. He's growing into a very nice two-way defenseman for us. Lambert, determination. Chaz Lucius is still growing. His getting open is +1, and he's grown up to a 4-star potential. Perfect. I'm glad we kept him on the team, and he's grown pretty well all 5 years. Mengbo, determination. Sam Rinzel, positioning, +1. Your top-selling jerseys for October: Arturs Shilovs, the goalie for the Vancouver Canucks. He is 11-0-2 to begin the season. And Braden Point and Darcy Kemper are your players of the month. So we're going to go ahead and look at our monthly schedule in November. We do have some home games, not too many, about half and half, so we're going to leave it at 3%. As far as the scouting tournaments, we're just going to go ahead and go straight across once again. Nothing too special here. And then let's have a quick look at how we're doing for points. We're 11th in goals for, 28th in goals against, 23rd in power play, 30th in penalty kill. That is absolutely horrendous. I have no idea what I've done to the team. But as you can see, Kyle Connor has 19 points in 16 games. He has 16 goals in 16 games. So that right there is doing okay, I guess. Our record is 8-6-2, so not the worst, but we could be doing better. The harmony is good. Job security is up to 34. The media is harshly critical of me. But the one thing I do want to check, how is Brad Lambert doing on the face-offs side? check his game stats. Let's see if we can do it this way. And face-off percent. Let's see, this is 10. Where's the regular season, I believe? Where was it? Something like, we'll just say right in here. So 64, 50, 50, 50, 43, 61, 28%. That's rough. 50. So he is doing pretty well in the face-off circle. Let's see overall what his percentage is here. Whereas face-off percentage, he's at 52% so far. So pretty good for a 24-year-old rookie in the NHL. And with that, let's have a look at how we did in October. We started off with a 5-4 loss, a 4-1 loss to San Jose, and then a 4-1 win against Seattle, 6-2 loss at Edmonton, 5-4 loss versus Boston, 3-2 win versus Vegas, 4-3 win versus St. Louis, 4-1 win versus Minnesota, a 4-1 loss to Utah, a 6-3 win against Edmonton, followed by a 5-2 win against Anaheim, a 4-0 shutout loss to the Kings, a 7-4 loss to Tampa, an 8-2 loss to Minnesota, and we ended October with a 5-2 win versus Dallas. If you look at our standings, we are currently third at 18 points, and we do have a 5-point pretty healthy lead over the rest of the league. So as long as we keep playing the way we are, we should be in at least a divisional playoff, because these teams here in the West, 26, 24, 21, 20, will probably take up the wild cards. And our team is pretty good. We do have that one injury still, Ryan Lindgren, 2 to 3 weeks. As far as lines, Thatcher Demko's on fire. How did our backup goalie do in the first couple games? 0-4-0, not good. And 867 save percentage and 4 goals against. Well, that's going to happen to a rookie like that. Let's go ahead and make sure his training is good. Yep, training's good. And with that, I will set the goalie starting stats, and we'll bring it back on December 1st. Here we are on Friday, December 1st. We'll go ahead and have a look at the November emails. Our owner confidence was the fans were very unhappy, but there's still no need to worry, so I'm all right. And right here on November 1st, Utah HC fired their GM. I took a note. They were 11-4-1. And they fired their GM, and they hired a new GM, and they are now 21-7-2. So it doesn't seem like either move really hurt them so much. They are first in the Central. We got a trade, LA and Dallas. A trade between Philly and Los Angeles. A trade between Seattle and LA. Let's see what else we have here. The media praises Lucius after the win. We did say that was the team effort, I believe. We emphasized the team effort. And we have a trade here, New Jersey and Chicago, trade New Jersey, Montreal, trade New Jersey, Chicago. And let's see anything else as we keep going up here. Media criticizes Scheifele after the loss. We did defend him. He's one of the leaders on this team, so we did defend him. And I don't believe there was too much else here. Yeah, so we're just going to keep going up. Our best-selling jerseys for November, Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, and Taves. Our development report. Here are the prospect players you can look at if you would like. NHL, Colby Barlow, defensive read, +1. Alex Mangbo, positioning went up, +1. Let's see where that was. Positioning up to a 15, good. And Braden Yeager, offensive read, went up, +1. Nice, all the way up to a 15. Still got a couple years for growth there, but not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and, not delete those. The best-selling jerseys in the NHL, McDavid and Draisaitl are your top two. And the best players of the month were McDavid and Yaroslav Askarov for the New Jersey Devils. Let's go ahead and look at the month of December. We have a lot of home games, so we're going to go ahead and jack this up to a +12% and leave scouting and morale as they are. Our scouting tournaments, do we have any? We do. So again, we're just going to go across. Looks like we have, 5 tournaments there. So Larson and Pappinen. And then let's have a look at what happened in November. It was a pretty good a month for us. We are now 15-10-3. We started out with a 3-0 loss to Calgary, a 3-2 loss to Vegas, a 3-2 win against the Kings, a 4-2 win against Ottawa, a 4-1 win against Washington, a 4-1 win against Minnesota, a 6-5 win against Dallas. And then we lost here 3-2 to New Jersey, followed up the next day by a 6-5 loss to Montreal, And then we went back winning 4-0 over Buffalo, 6-5 over Chicago, and a 3-2 loss to Carolina on December 29th to end the month of November. As far as the info going, 23 goals for Kyle Connor in 27 games, 28 games, so pretty good there. 30 points for Connor. Lambert with 26 points, Ehlers 26. And our goals at 15th, goals against 18th. Our power play is up to 15th, and our penalty kill is up to 18th, or down to 18th, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it, at 81%. So not too bad. I'm willing to leave our penalty kill as it is like that. It should get better over the season, but it's been so good the first 4 years where our power play has been so bad. I was willing to make that switch to have a little bit less good of a penalty kill, to increase the chances on our power play with more offensive players. Our job security is at a 39. We did have a 5-game winning streak, so that did help us out a lot. Our harmony is still good. And with that, I will go ahead and set the goalie start lines for the month of December, and I'll bring it back, and I will bring it back on January 1st. Here it's Monday, January 1st. Let's go ahead and look at the emails. On December 1st, our owner confidence update was that the fans were not happy, but still no need to worry. A trade between Seattle, LA, trade between LA and Edmonton, trade between New York and Los Angeles. Let's see, media criticizes Lucius after the loss, and we actually did defend him. He is turning into one of our better players, so I wanted to make sure he stays happy. Trade between Vegas and New Jersey. Trade between Pittsburgh and San Jose. Brad Lambert back soon. And because if you look at Alex Mengbo, the experiment was not working for us. He was 0-6-0 with an 8.66 and a 4.20 goals against. We ended up trading him to the Calgary Flames, who are last in the Western Division. So it was Alex Mengbo, Ludwig Perreault, and Jacob Frollo for Drew Commesso here for us. And so far in Winnipeg, he has an 8.93 and a 2.77, which the 8.93 not good, but the 2.77 is much better than the 4 goals against from Mengbo. And it was a short contract. Pretty easy. There's a standard backup, Drew Commesso. So even if he doesn't help us, he shouldn't hurt us that much. So I did make that, and actually we've been winning a couple games here since we made that trade, so that was good. And then if we go up, a trade between Tampa and Montreal. The player poll results, Adam Pelech, the most underrated player, good. And we still have him for, well, the end of this year, so we might have to re-sign him. Good for him. And the best-selling jerseys for Winnipeg, Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, Taves, our development report. You can go ahead and see the prospects. Some of them are growing quite nicely. And Chaz Lucius positioning went up by 1 to a 14. He best-selling jerseys for December in the NHL, McDavid Draisaitl. And Andrei Vasilevsky and Mikhail Sergachev are your players of the month. So let's go ahead and look at our schedule for this coming month. We do have a lot of home games, so we're going to leave it here at a plus 12. In terms of scouting the tournaments, we have 2. These top 3 or 4 or 5 scouts are really putting in the work in the last couple years for us. And let's look at the schedule of what happened in December. We started off with a 6-3 win against Pittsburgh, followed up by a 3-2 loss to Columbus, a 4-2 loss to Pittsburgh, a 5-2 loss versus Philly, and then we win 6-3 against Calgary, 2-1 win against Seattle, 7-1 loss against Dallas, 3-1 loss against Boston, a 7-5 loss versus Minnesota. And then we made the trade and we started winning. 4-1 against Nashville win, 4-3 loss against Toronto. I believe that was an overtime or a shootout loss. A 5-2 win against Carolina, 3-2 win against Utah, who is your President's Trophy leader at January 1st. And we ended it January 31st with a 5-4 win against Tampa. Let's go ahead and have a look at the info here. There we go. 15th in goals, 24th in goals against, 26th in power play. At least we're not last, but there we are. We're at 5th at penalty killing at about 84.5%, so that is perfect. That's more like what I wanted to see. We just had to give it some time. Your points leaders are Kyle Connor, Ehlers, and Brad Lambert up there at 35 points. How's he doing? What's his plus minus? Is he only a -5? Not too bad there for his second year, sophomore season. He's already got more points than he had all of last year. 10 goals, 25 assists. Good. And with that, we did have a big injury here. Our fourth line center Mueller is out indefinitely with a grade 3B concussion, so we're going to go ahead and put him on the injured list. And I'm going to go ahead and set the goalie starts for the month of January and February, and we will sim to February 1st. So here we are back on Thursday, February 1st. Back on January 1st, the owner confidence update was that the fans were not thrilled, but still no need to worry. And let's have a look at what happened here. Delayed treatment for Dionazio. We are going to delay that because we did have another huge injury. And we have a trade against Vancouver and Dallas. Another trade, Dallas-Vancouver. Trade Philly and Anaheim. A trade between New York and San Jose. Trade between New York and Pittsburgh. Pretty quiet month in terms of emails, but towards the end here, another trade between New Jersey and Edmonton. The Jets' best-selling jerseys, Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, Taves. Our development report, again, you can look at the prospects. Looks like we are getting a lot of good growth out of them. And for the NHL team, Zeev Boonham getting open and defensive read. So there we go. That's pretty good. Defensive read up to 17. Lambert screening, Oscar Venberg positioning went up to +1. And the best-selling jerseys in January, Devin Levi in Montreal. He was traded from Buffalo to Montreal. Wow. And then McDavid, Stuart Skinner, Andrei Kuzmenko, and Draisaitl. Your best players for the month of January were Philip Forsberg and Nathan Darveau in Carolina. A goalie. He was the player of the month. He's 17-8. And probably always got 5 shutouts, a 923 and a 254. That kind of goalie. I do not get goalie stats in this game. So we're going to go ahead and delete those. Let's have a look at the schedule for the finances. We're going to go ahead and drop it down to a +3 because we don't have that many home games. As far as the scouting goes, the tournaments, there are 4. So let's go ahead and just go once again straight across. And we do have the Four Nations face-off. So let's see what happens there. There's your scouting. Let's go ahead and look back at what happened during the month of January. We began with a 3-2 loss against San Jose, a 3-0 loss versus Seattle, a 5-2 loss against St. Louis, a 4-3 win against Vancouver, a 5-2 loss against the Rangers, a 3-1 loss against Detroit, a 7-4 loss against Dallas, 7-5 win against Detroit, 6-2 win at the Rangers, a 5-4 loss against Ottawa, a 5-1 win against San Jose, a 4-3 win against St. Louis, and we ended January with a 4-2 loss against Nashville. And if we look at our info here, our penalty killing is still at 5th. Our power play is down to 28th, but at about 17%. Our goals against is at 22nd, and our goals for is at 14th. 64 points for Kyle Connor, 56 for Ehlers, and Brad Lambert is at 45 points. We did get that injury too. Here was Ryan Lindgren, 3 to 4 months with a grade 2 concussion. So those 2 starters are out for the rest of the season. We go and look at the standings here, especially the wild card. We are 2 points out of a wild card and 8 points. So we need to catch Nashville, who is 1 spot ahead of us, I believe. But we do have a game in hand after they just smacked us in the mouth on, I believe, the last game of January. That might be a hard for us to overcome. But I also wanted to look at how Connor Hellebuyck was doing in Detroit, because that was a franchise-changing trade for us. As far as Detroit goes, they are 23, 29, and 3. Connor Hellebuyck this year is 19-28 with 1 shutout. He has a 919 save percentage and a 326 goals against. So I'm not sure if it's just the team in front of him is bad, or if Connor Hellebuyck is not really doing so well for them, I guess. Although his save percentage is a respectable 919 with that 326 goals against, might be hindering them a bit. But I'm still happy with the trade we made, freeing up that $8.5 million, because it seems like he and Thatcher Demko are more or less the same. Although Demko this year is an 896 but a 317. And Drew Comesso only has 1 win. So in 4 months of regular season hockey, our backups have a combined 1 win and 10 losses. Although he does have a 908 and a 287, but goalie stats in this game are just random. I don't know what to do. So I will go ahead and set the goalie starts probably for the rest of the season, and I'll bring it back for March 1st. It's Thursday, March 1st, and let's go through. On February 1st, our owner confidence was that the fans are not thrilled, but still no need to worry. So let's go ahead and see with the trade deadline coming up in a couple days what trades there were. Trade between Dallas and New York. And the owner, Mark Chipman, has made a request, improve media relationship. I'll take a look at that. I've slowly been doing that actually, but here on February 24th, the media praises Lucius after the win. We emphasize the team effort. He's still at a 3.5 out of 4 star. I'm not sure if he's going to grow anymore. But let's keep looking at some of these emails. Jordan Kyrou, 600 points. Keller, 300 goals. Trade between New York and Edmonton. Kyle Connor has a strong game, a hat trick in that game. Let's see here. Trade between New York and Edmonton. And trade between New York and Tampa. The Islanders fire their general manager. Best-selling jerseys for February. Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, Taves. Our development report. Once again, here are the minor league prospects you can look at. And for the NHL, Zeev Boom, aggression, Sam Rinzel, leadership, and Braden Yeager, hitting. So nothing too special there for us, but still a little bit of growth. Best-selling jerseys for February, Quentin Byfield, Kevin Fiala, Carl Lindbaum, Miro Heiskanen, and McDavid. Here we are on the 28th. Trade between New York and Edmonton, and your players of the month, Kyle Connor and Vyacheslav Budiets. Again, another goalie like this, only 2-star goalie, player of the month. He's 10-6-3 with a 928 and a 213. I don't get goalie stats or play in this game, but wait until you see what Kyle Connors did for us in the month of February. He is carrying this team on his back. So with that, we'll go to the monthly schedule. And we do, again, have a lot of home games, so we're going to bump that back up to a plus 12%. As far as the scouting goes, we're just going to go ahead and go straight across. Let's go back and look at what happened in February. We started with a 6-3 win against New Jersey, followed by a 3-1 loss versus Montreal, and then a 7-3 win at Colorado, 7-5 win at Vancouver, 3-0 loss to the Kings, 4-2 win against Anaheim, 4-0 win versus Colorado, 5-2 win against St. Louis, and a 6-3 win against Florida. If we go to the info, Kyle Connor went off. He is now at 50 goals. He's leading the goal scoring race after what happened in February. He has 85 points for Kyle Connor. And Ehlers up there at 46 assists. Brad Lambert, 58 points. He's doing pretty well. Our goals are now 11th. Our goals against are 20th. Our power play is at 25th at 18%. And our penalty killing is at 6%. In terms of the job security, we are at open warfare for some reason. It should be good or better by the end of next season. That's not happening. But if you look, we had win, 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 loss, win, win, and then another win. So February was really good for us. Again, Kyle Connor is putting this team on his back like an old veteran should. That is our harmony data, nothing special there. And we do have some players injured day to day, but let us go through. I did set up the goalie starts for the rest of the season. I don't see us making any trades, so we're just going to go ahead and try to sim through the entire rest of the regular season and see what happens. It's Sunday, April 1st. Let's have a look at the emails. Jake Gensel, 900 points. Owner confidence. The fans aren't thrilled. No need to worry about my job. And all of these trades. Philly and Edmonton trade. Philly and Edmonton. Montreal, Edmonton. Philly, Edmonton. Canadiens, Devils. New York, Vegas, Montreal, New York. 1,000 games for Trocheck. Jake Gensel, 500 assists. Good for him. Austin Matthews, 500 assists. He's 31 years old in this universe. Robert Thomas, 500 assists. Let's see, any more trades or anything? Nothing so far. So here we are. Our best-selling jerseys for March are Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, Taves, the development report. Prospects getting some good growth in there. And then for the NHL, Rodwin Dianazio hitting and Chaz Lucius, his shooting accuracy went up to a 17. That is perfect. What's his contract? 3 years at 6.6. That is going to be an excellent contract by the time that ends. And the minuses: Demko, Martinuk, Mike Riley I did sign because of injuries. Shifley and Taves. Best-selling jerseys for March: Mason McTavish, number 1. Connor McDavid. T. Ginla with the Utah HC, number 3. Good job. And Leon Draisaitl and Nate Danielson. The players of the month are Philip Gustafson and Connor McDavid, so we're going to go ahead and delete all those. And once again, it is Kyle Connor. He is carrying this team to the playoffs. 97 points. He's got 56 goals with, I believe, 4 games to go. Nearly doubling Chaz Lucius. And he's there 41 assists, but 97 points. We are 13th in goals, 19th in goals against, 23rd in power play, and 7th in penalty killing. This is a pretty balanced team. Our record is 42, 29, and 7. And let's go ahead and look at what happened, well, at the schedule for March. A 5-4 loss to Utah, 5-4 loss to Edmonton, and then a 4-3 win at Vegas, 3-0 loss to Calgary, 5-2 win against Anaheim, 4-3 win against Nashville, 6-3 win against Washington, 4-2 loss versus Columbus, 5-2 loss against Vancouver, 3-0 win versus Colorado, 4-3 win versus Utah, 6-3 win versus Philly, 5-3 loss versus the Islanders, and then the last game of March was a 4-3 victory against the Islanders. And in terms of April, this is our schedule. For finances, we're pretty much going to make the playoffs, so I'm going to leave it at 12%. And then in terms of scouting, let's see who we want to send scouts to. The Stanley Cup, don't really care. The Calder will go to. The under-18 championships will go to. And then we'll go to the bottom 2 here, Larson. The IIHF Division 1A and B championships. The division, we can do the Division 4 championship. And we'll do the under-18 division championships. The rest of them I'm not too worried about. The Stanley Cup Finals don't care. These ones don't care. And the Division 1A under-18 will go to that one. We'll send this guy, the Finnish guy, over there. And there you are. The lines are set for the last 4 games. Our starter is getting, Thatcher Demko is getting those wins. And we're going to go ahead and sim to the playoffs. And if you look, Kyle Connor, 56 goals, 1 ahead of Bedard, and 100 points. We win that game 7-4. He has 58 goals. Demko is up to 38 wins. Camesso a .915 save percentage. And we are, I think, pretty comfortably now at 93 points in 3rd in the Central. And here we have the owner confidence update. The fans aren't thrilled, but there's no need to worry. So we're going to go ahead and delete all those and sim to the playoffs. We are 43, 29, and 7, 93 points. We'll go ahead and delete these emails. 3 games left to go. Who's going to win the goal-scoring title? And Kyle Connor gets another goal. Bedard gets nothing, and Zeev Bunin is injured. These injuries to 1 to 2 months. These injuries to our defensemen this year are just killing us. He has to go to the injured list. Injured players: Bunin, Lindgren, Mueller, and Barlow. 1 to 2 months, 1 to 2 months, 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 months. So let's go ahead and move our lines. Riley is not a first-line defenseman. He's going to the bottom. Power play, Mike Riley, definitely not on the power play. Who can we put? Let's put Perreault, the rookie, up there. We had to bring him up for another injury. Jaeger, who do we have? Strammel. Strammel can go up there, I suppose. Why not? Yep. Who are our defensemen? Pellet, Hollett, Rinzel. Where's Devin Taves? Whoop, Devin Taves is not on the power play. What in the world? Heck no. How is Devin Taves not on the power play? We're gonna move Lucius down. What in the world? That probably cost us the whole season right there. Riley, Hollett, Pellich, Luosterainen, Hollett, yes, okay. 4-on-3, Rinzel, Taves. Let's put Devin Taves up. Okay, so that should be good here. So let's go ahead and sim to the playoffs once again. 59 goals for Kyle Connor, 102 points. Scheifele, Connor, and Ehlers were on the chopping block this year, and they both, actually all three of them came to play, but mostly Connor. And we lose to Toronto 8-1. That was absolutely fantastic. And now Chaz Lucius is hurt 1 to 2 weeks. If it's not one thing, it's another. The injuries are going to kill us. Let's win this game. Come on, 5-0 loss. And 82 games. The year is officially over. Your Rocket Richard goes to Kyle Connor with 102 points, 59 goals. Well done, Kyle Connor. He really did put this team on his back. And Demko first with wins, Comesso a 915 and a 285 goals against. So we'll just go ahead here and have a look at the team stats, see what happened. Especially the goaltenders just from here. Drew Comesso actually had a winning percentage for us. He went 5-4 and had like probably 1 or 2 overtime losses, but a 916 and a 276. That was so much better than what Mangbo did. And then Thatcher Demko, 39, 21, and 5. We'll say with 3 shutouts, an 898 and a 321. Not the best, but we'll take it, I suppose. But if we have to, we will put Drew Comesso in. So if we look at our stats, points. 102 points for Connor, Ehlers 84, Brad Lambert with 76 points, Lucius with 61, and Scheifele had 50 points. He was a minus 32 on that second line. That is rough. 59 goals, nearly doubled Nikolai Ehlers and almost tripled Lambert, but he carried it. Our plus minus, Jaeger, Donazio, Pellick, all plus players. Who is our worst? Mark Scheifele was a minus 32. What happened? He's down to 3 stars. Yeah, look at that defensive. What's his contract? He might actually be gone. Yeah. I'm going to have to trade that contract. There's no way we can carry him now. He has to be traded. Thank you for your contributions, but you need to be traded. Let's look at shooting percentage. Kyle Connor 16, 40% for the young guy Perreault. He had 6 points in 6 games, a plus 2. Nice job. Let's check the 100% face-off. Brad Lambert, a 55 face-off. Well done for the 25-year-old. He carried his own on that first line with Connor and Ehlers. Let's go to defense. Hits, 157 for Boonen, Brisson, 145, Ehlers, 145, Connor, 125. Pellick with only 109 hits. That's rough. Takeaways to giveaways. Here we go. Devin Taves, 71 takeaways, 19 giveaways. Rinzel, 64 to 10. And who is this? William, 56 takeaways, only 11 giveaways. Scheifele was 56 to 29, so I guess his defense really didn't hurt us that much. 43 to 19 for Pellick. 28 to 8 for Lindgren. Wonderful. And shot blocks, 113 for Pellick. Hollett, 110, 108 Taves, 97 Lindgren. And Chaz Lucius down there was 77. So overall, a pretty good year for us. Let's go ahead to the award nominees. We'll just go day by day here and see what's going to happen. Hopefully Kyle Connor gets a Hart Trophy nomination. Probably not. It's going to be Draisaitl, McDavid, and Bedard, I bet. So your Hart trophies, yep, Bedard, Draisaitl, and McDavid. The Vezina to Sorokin, Gustafsson, Connor Hellebuck. There's no effing way. No way that he deserves that. Sorry. The Norris, Quinn Hughes, Mikhail Sergachev, and Pavel Mintyukov. The Calder, Braden Yeager, nice. He had 49 and 82, a plus 11. Let's see, Brady Martin, 52 and 79, a minus 9. Calgary was a horrible team this year. And James Higgins in Philly, 44 and 81, a plus 4. So that'll be close. Hopefully Yeager can win it for us. Executive of the Year, me. Good. I'm not going to win that. There's no way. John Beecher, we traded away John Beecher to Montreal, and he's up for a Selke Trophy with Xavier Bourgault and Nick Suzuki. The Lady Bing, Ehlers, Pedersen, and Jordan Kyrou. The Messier, Jordan Gavin, John Carlson, and Matvey Michkov. The Ted Lindsay for Bedard, Draisaitl, and McDavid. And the Jack Adams between Chris Knobloch, Rob Scuderi, and Jimmy Roy. So with that, we will send to the playoffs and have a look at who the first round opponent is. We're just going to go ahead and go day by day here. We are on Wednesday, April 11th, and it is going to be Dallas. Let's go ahead and have a look. Actually, we'll sim up to our next game, and then we'll have a full look at the playoff tree and see what happens. Looks like they already started. We got the second round of games in the first round. So as you can see, Washington up, Tampa Bay up, Chicago up, and Utah up, all 1-0. It is April 14th. Wait for oh dear Lord. Please don't do anything. Please save. I think I might leave this in the video just to see what happens. Thank God. We'll just had to wait a second. I'm going to leave that in the video just to see what the reaction is. And Nelson retired, Brock Nelson 37. Wow. And Ches Lucius is ready. So let's have a look at the playoff tree. In the West, it is Chicago leading Anaheim 1-0. Vancouver at Edmonton. LA at Utah. And Utah is beating the Kings 1-0. And Winnipeg at Dallas. In the East, you have Washington is leading at Columbus 1-0. New Jersey at Carolina. Tampa Bay, or you have Pittsburgh at Tampa Bay. The Lightning are winning 1-0. And Montreal at Florida. So that is your Stanley Cup playoffs for the year 2029. And with that, let me know what you think, and I will see you for the playoffs and probably the off season. We're back here for the Year 5 playoffs against the Dallas Stars. Let's go ahead and take a look at them so we can jump right into these playoffs. Here they have their star goaltender, Jake Ottinger. They still have Miro Heiskanen, Thomas Harley, Christian Kyrou, Jason Robertson, the alternate, Robbie Fabry, Rupe Hintz, Jake DeBrusk, and Wyatt Johnston. Their captain is Miro Heiskanen. As far as injuries, they have Brandon Duhaime out 2 to 3 weeks. We won't have to worry about facing him. How did they do during the season? They were 3rd in goals, 7th in goals against, 4th in power play, but 23rd in penalty kill. Rupe Hintz was their leading point scorer with 97, followed very closely by Robertson, and then Wyatt Johnston at 89 points. As far as their lines go, it is Robertson, Hintz, and Johnston, Hanzik, Malenston and DeBrusk, Hemming, Stankoven, Poling, Savard, Fabry, and Leger, with Miro Heiskanen and DuPont on the first pairing. And they were 49, 29, and 4. They did finish ahead of us by a pretty decent margin. But as far as that goes, we will recap our team as well. Not nearly as good as theirs. We do have Mike Riley, who's only a half star playing because of injuries. We'll take a look at our injuries in 1 minute here, but Thatcher Demko is on fire a little bit, as you saw, so hopefully that can be some good luck for us. But in terms of injuries, Bowen, Lindgren, Mueller, and Barlow, 1 to 2 months, 1 to 2 months, 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 months. Hopefully that does not come back to bite us. In terms of how we did during the season, we were 12th in goals, 21st in goals against, 24th in power play, and 7th in penalty kill, with Kyle Connor with 102 points. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into game 1 of the playoffs at Dallas. And we're just going to quick sim here and see what happens. A 5-0 loss. And let's go to game 2. Nothing really to write home about there, so let's go to game 2. And delayed treatment, Mike Riley injured 1 to 2 months. My God, no. Lambert not to blame for the loss. Let's see, yeah, he was not to blame for the loss. Luosterainen, not to blame for the loss. Nope. We lose 5-0. It was all on the offense there. And Mike Riley, 1 to 2 months. Do we even have a player we can bring up? Nah, this is not a good way to start. I'm afraid we're going to get swept out again. He could be decent. Let's go ahead and sign him. We don't really have a choice right now. Yeah, 1 year. No, let's go. We'll do 1 year at, give you some extra money there. As for response, yep. Welcome to the playoffs, whoever I just signed. Mike Riley for, who was that? Bjorkvik Holm. And we're, injuries here are not our favorite. So he is down there on the 3rd pairing. Let's go ahead and delete these. And let's go to game number 2. Here we are, game number 2 at Dallas. Let's go ahead and sim, and hopefully we win. We win 5-4. Good. And here we are for game number 3 at home in Winnipeg. Let's go ahead and sim and see what happens. Come on, Thatcher Demko. We need you here. 3-1. Big win. That's a big time win at home. And we take a 2-1 lead against the Dallas Stars. Here we are back at home for game number 4. And we win that one 6-1. Well done, Thatcher Demko. What happened? Stramel with 2 goals, Luosterainen 1. A 9.73 for save percentage for Thatcher Demko. Well done. We scored 4 goals in the 3rd period. So let's go ahead and sim to the next game. This game is at Dallas. They're going to want to rebound after losing 3 straight. So here we go. In game number 5 at Dallas, I'm not going to jump into it. We're just going to go ahead and sim game number 5 here. Hopefully we can beat them right now. And we do 6-3. What a shellacking of the Dallas Stars in round number 1. 2 assists for Stramel, Pelech, 2 assists, Luosterainen, 2 points. We scored 3 in the 3rd period. Ehlers on the power play, Kyle Connor, and Luosterainen. Kyle Connor with 4 goals in 5 games. What a start. And here we go. Braden Yeager. Our first round victory comes at the cost of another young player. Out 1 to 2 months. Do you have anyone now that can replace Yeager? Who is this? Ziering? Sure, I guess. Zach Nearing, you are in Winnipeg. We're running out of players here. Well, let's just see. Yeager, 1 to 2 months. I don't even know what that is. 1 to 2 month injury. Let's go ahead and replace him for Nearing. And pretty much none, well, 2 to 3 weeks for Riley, Boone, and Lindgren, but our big offensive players, Yeager and Barlow, months. Unless we make it to like the Stanley Cup Finals, it's going to be rough for us. But if we look at the schedule, we lose 5-0, and then we beat Dallas 5-4, 3-1, 6-1, and 6-3. That was a huge series win for us, and Thatcher Demko was on fire. That's what I like to see. So we're going to go ahead and just sim day by day here to see what happens. Should be pretty close to the end of the first round here. Players need numbers. Nearing, you are not taking Chaz Lucius's number. You can have number 92. Let's just keep going day by day here so we don't actually go ahead and sim into the second round. Looks like a lot of game 6s. All of these series are going to game 7. Wow. It is a very tight playoff race here. Let's go ahead and sim one more day. Up to the 27th. Let's go to the 28th until the end of the round. And there, it looks like that should be it, yes. And we have an achievement. Upset. Win a playoff series against a team that finished ahead of you in the regular season. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and review all of the playoff tree and see what happened before we check out the Kings as our next opponent. So in round number 2 in the West, you have Chicago at Edmonton. And you have the Kings at Winnipeg. Both number 1 seeds lose. And then in the East, you have Washington at New Jersey and Montreal at Tampa Bay. So let's go ahead and sim to our first game on May 1st. And then we'll have a look at what the LA Kings bring to the table. So here we are. It's Tuesday, May 1st. We do have some emails here, but the top-selling jerseys in April for the Jets are Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, and Taves. The development report. You can take a look at the prospects. There you are. And then we have our players in the NHL. Zeev Boom, shooting accuracy +1. Drew Comesso, low shots. Went up by 1 to a 17. Lambert, leadership went up by 1. I'm actually happy about that. It's up to 14. Good. And Sam Rinzel, hitting went up by 1. Well, not too bad. Best-selling jersey for April, Erik Karlsson. Absolutely not. There's no way. But I guess congratulations to him. Number 2 was Adam Beckman, 3 McDavid, 4 Draisaitl, and 5 Pavel Mintyukov. So we'll go ahead and delete those. As far as the budget stay is concerned, I'm going to leave it at a plus 12% because I have no idea how far we're going in these playoffs. And then as far as tournaments, we are going to the Carlson Hockey Games, the World Championships, and the Memorial Cup. And now let's have a look at what the LA Kings did during the regular season. Here they are. Their goalie Darcy Kemper and this Vyacheslav Budiets. So again, Darcy Kemper, only a 2-star goalie, and they're in the second round of the playoffs. They have Owen Power there, Eric Carlson. They have Quentin Byfield, Francisco Pinelli, Sam Lafferty. They have Nick Suzuki there as an alternate. Kevin Fiala, Adrian Kempe, and who is this? Liam Greentree. And their captain is Michael Anderson. 29-year-old defenseman is their captain. Good for them. Any injuries? Nope. Let's see how they did during the regular season. Liam Greentree was their leading point scorer at 83, followed by Kempe and Norris down at 67 points. They were 8th in goals, 1st in goals against, so Darcy and Kemper won that Jennings Trophy. They were 20th in power play and 5th in penalty killing. And as you remember, our team has all these injuries. We'll just have one more quick glance. 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. And we do have home ice advantage here, so let's go ahead and sim game number 1. And we win in overtime 3 to 2. Let's see what happened here since we are in the second round. Kyle Connor with his 5th goal, and that one was a game winner in a second overtime. All right, let's go ahead and sim to game number 3. Game number 2. But before we do that, we are going to select our 1 Hall of Fame nominee. Anyone I recognize? Let's go Steve Duquesnes as our nominee. We'll see if he gets elected. Now we'll jump to game number 2. And here we are back for game number 2. Let's go ahead and sim, and hopefully Thatcher Demko can stay on fire. Win game number 2, please. And we do 4 to 2. Perfect. Nice job. And Brendan Brisson with his 6th goal. Lucius only his 2nd goal. And Cross Hannes had an empty netter for his first. Nice. A 949 save percentage for Demko. Let's go ahead and sim to game number 3. And we do have a 2-0 lead versus the LA Kings in round number 2. We are now back in Los Angeles at the Staples Center, so let's go ahead and see what happens. And we lose that game 7 to 5. Well, they were due for one. They didn't want to get embarrassed on home ice, so that's all right. We'll just chalk that one up to them not wanting to get shut out. As we go ahead to game number 4 at Staples Center. Let's go ahead and sim game number 4 and see what happens in Los Angeles. Let's bounce back, Winnipeg. And we do 4 games to 3, another overtime win. We came storming back with 3 goals in the 3rd period. Lambert, Perreault, and Brendan Brisson has 7th goal. And then Brad Lambert with his 6th goal in overtime. Perfect. So let's go ahead and sim to tomorrow. We have another 3 games to 1 lead in round number 2. And we are back home for game number 5. Let's see what happens. And we take that one 5 to 3. So another 4 games to 1 victory over the LA Kings in round number 2. Sinzel with his 2nd goal, Brisson with his 8th goal, Scheifele, Hollett, and Chaz Lucius. And that is another 4 games to 1 series win. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of this round. And we're back here at the conference finals of the East and West, and you have your Winnipeg Gents against the number 2 seeded Edmonton Oilers. And in the East, the New Jersey Devils at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's go ahead and have a look at what the Edmonton Oilers bring. And they have their goalie, Philip Gustafsson, and followed by Evan Bouchard, Vasily Podkolzin, and there is Leon Draisaitl of 5 years at $14 million for Draisaitl, who is making more than the captain McDavid, 6 years at $12 million. Oliver Bjorkstrand, Brett Leeson, Ozzy Weisblatt. Any injuries here? None. So they have a clean slate. They went 55, 24, and 3. Let's see what their info was. They were 1st in goals, 4th in goals against, 1st in power play, 2nd in penalty kill. 137 points for McDavid. Draisaitl 122, and then it drops down to Bouchard at 64. So this is going to be a rough series. We are on the road. The Oilers have home ice advantage, so let's just go ahead and sim to game number 1. So we're here at game number 1 of the Western Conference Finals against the Edmonton Oilers, and we have good news. Ryan Lindgren is back from injury, so I have inserted him down in the lineup as the 3rd defensive pairing player. And as far as our injuries go, Mike Riley is back. Let's look at game number 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Winnipeg Jets at Edmonton Oilers. And we lose 6-2. That is kind of to be expected, but let's go ahead and sim to the next game. So here we are for game number 2. Let's go ahead and see if we can avenge that game 1 loss. And we lose 6-0. This is going to be a rough series. I think I might have to make a couple changes here. Media criticizes Ehlers. No, it was, well, there is room for improvement, but it was the whole team. We gave up 6 goals and we scored 0. So what can we do for our home game? Healthy player, who's this? Yes, William. I never say his name right. I've said it like 20 different ways. But who is he? Hollett. So Pellick, Donazio, Boone, Taves, Lindgren, Hollett. Let's do Hollett for William, and then we can just send these guys back to the AHL or just waive them, whatever they need. I'm not really too worried about it right now. But let's go change the lines. And here we are for game number 3 at Winnipeg. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Come on, Thatcher Demko, we need you. 7-1 win. There we go at home. Those line changes worked. Adam Pellick with his first goal in period number 1. In the second, Lusteran and Lambert, William, Brisson, Lucius score. And then in the third, Brendan Brisson again. All right, nice job. Let's go ahead and sim to our next game. That was a huge comeback win for us. Let's see if we can carry that momentum in to game number 4, even up this series at 2-2. And here we are for game number 4. Let's see what happens. Let's keep the winning going. And we lose 4-1. Well, that 7-1 victory probably wasn't going to help us too much. All right, let's keep going. We are down. Ooh, delayed treatment for Chaz Lucius. Absolutely. It's the playoffs. You're going to play. Media criticizes Lusteran, and yes, sounds about right. Let's sim ahead today and see what happens. Chaz Lucius, we need you. You have a torn groin. Suck it up. Let's go. We need you here. We're down 3-1 to the Edmonton Oilers. And we're going back to Edmonton, so that's even worse. So we have Braden Yeager is back. Good, just at the right time. Come on, Thatcher Demko. We need you to carry us for a game or two here. Let's make it to a game 7. Come on. Here we are, back in Edmonton for game number 5. Let's see. Come on, Thatcher Demko. Get this win here. And we lose 10-2 in a deciding game. What in the hell happened? They scored 7 goals in the first period. We did not stand a chance. Draisaitl 3 points, McDavid 4 points, Bouchard 2 assists. They're just... What happened here? Gustafsson 2 goals on 20 shots. Thatcher Demko gave up 4 goals on 10 shots. And then Drew Commesso gave up 6 on 29. Jesus. They outshot us by 19, almost doubled our shots. They were 1 for 4 on the power play. We were 1 for 3. What a way to lose. My God. That's the power of McDavid and Draisaitl right there. But what are you going to do about it, I guess? Let's just sim to the end of the week. We lose 4-1 to the Edmonton Oilers. Whoop, stop. Stop the sim. Stop. And it looks like it is the New Jersey Devils and the Edmonton Oilers in your Stanley Cup Finals. Jack Hughes and McDavid are your captains. So here we are at your 2029 Stanley Cup Finals. The New Jersey Devils against the Edmonton Oilers. New Jersey beat Tampa 4-2, and Edmonton beat Winnipeg 4-1. Let's go ahead and sim. Edmonton wins game number 1, it looks like. Let's go ahead and sim to June 1st, just to see. It's Friday, June 1st. Our top-selling jerseys were Scheifele, Ehlers, Connor, Demko, Taves. You can have a look at the development report of the prospects. Looks like we got some good growth from some goalies. And the NHL team, Zeev William, hitting went up by 1 to a 14. I think that's jumped by 2 in the last 2 months. Chaz Lucius, professionalism, and he did grow 4 out of 4. So I think he's probably done growing at this point. Abe Perreault, offensive read, went up by 1 to a 15. That was good. And let's see here. Oscar Venberg, offensive and defensive read. It's time to get rid of Scheifele. We'll go ahead one day to cast our ballot. So here we are to cast the ballot. Steve Duquesne's, I believe, was the one we nominated, so we're going to go with him. And who else? Let's go Ray Whitney, Roman Hammerlick, and Theo Fleury. Whoops, wrong one. Theo Fleury. I'm not voting for Pavelski or any of these new guys, Eric Stahl. They were good players, but they just have the longevity. So that is our Hall of Fame ballot. Theo Fleury, Roman Hammerlick, Ray Whitney, and Steve Duquesne's. And let's go ahead and sim ahead a week. And the Edmonton Oilers are your 29 Stanley Cup champions, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Gustafsson. It's their 6th championship. They're the first one in almost 30 years, and the game-winning goal was scored by Ozzy Weisblatt. And they reverse swept Vancouver in round 1. It almost ended right there. They beat the Blackhawks in 6 games. They beat the Winnipeg Jets in 5 games. And they beat the New Jersey Devils in 6. So congratulations to your Edmonton Oilers, year number 5 Stanley Cup champions. And they did beat New Jersey 4-2. Let's have a look at how New Jersey got there. They beat Carolina 4-3. They beat Washington 4-3. And they beat Tampa 4-2 before losing to the Edmonton Oilers in the finals 4-2. Let's have a look at their team. Yaroslav Askarov was their starting goalie. They have Luke Hughes, Dougie Hamilton still playing, Noah Dobson, Timo Meier there, Matthew Savoy, Jack Hughes the captain, Jesper Bratt the alternate, and that looks like a pretty solid team for them. Any injuries? No, so they did have a clean bill of health for the finals at least. And in terms of the info, they were 5th in goals, 12th in goals against, 14th in power play, 28th in penalty kill. Their leading scorer was Jack Hughes with 96 points, followed by Meier at 73 and Luke Hughes at 68. And with that, your season of 2028-29 comes to an end. So we're back here. These are the injured players. We have Ty Mueller and Colby Barlow and Chaz Lucius. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the roster a little bit, see who we want and who we don't want, maybe sign some players, and I'll bring you back at the end. It's Monday, June 11th. I just wanted to catch you up on some of the moves I made. It says no new contract for Yaroslav Askarov. Here he is in New Jersey. He might be a goalie we want to target. He could be our new starting goaltender, and then we can either dump Demko or Drew Comesso, but he might be a goalie of the future for the next 6 or 7 years. And then we re-signed Zeev Buium, Gabe Pro, Trey Augustin. We had the Hall of Fame runoff where we did vote for Theo Fleury. And this was the big one. Scheifele has been traded to the New York Islanders for Marcus Ruck and a 5th-round pick in this year's draft. And he's 36. He was our captain, but with these defensive numbers, he's slowing down physically, and his offensive numbers are probably going to drop. And with that contract, he's just going to continue to drop off, so I wanted to trade him now while I could get something for him, because we are going to eventually make the turnover next year to younger players as we sign them. And again, no one on waivers, no one on the injured list. If we look at our finances, we have $34 million. I was still not sure what I wanted to do. I did try to re-sign Pellick and Lindgren to fill out our defense, so we're just going to go ahead and sim again to the 18th. So here we are at the NHL Awards. It is Tuesday, June 19th. Let's have a quick look at the finances. Yeah, so we did sign Adam Pellick to 1 year, $7 million, and Ron Lindgren 2 years at $6.25. So the only one is Cross Hannes that we haven't really re-signed. We still have $20 million. And then I'm pretty much going back with the same lines we had last year. The defense was pretty solid, and then our first line. Let's go ahead to the award ceremony. This one should be close. I think McDavid is getting the Hart again. Yep, McDavid. The Conn Smythe to McDavid. The Calder, Brady Martin. The Norris to Mikhail Sergachev. The Selke to John Beecher. We traded John Beecher away and he won the Selke. That's fantastic. The Vezina Trophy. How in the hell did Connor Hellebuck win a Vezina Trophy with that? 2 shutouts, a 919. What was his goals against of 318? There's no way he was the best goalie in the NHL. There's no way. Detroit was like a bottom 10 team. There's no way. Anyways, the Executive of the Year was Gregory Campbell in Vancouver. The Jack Adams was Jimmy Roy. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened. We did sign Pellick, Lindgren. We had another Hall of Fame runoff, Theo Fleury, and then another one was Dave Taylor. Trade between San Jose and Philly. You can look at that. And then the Richard to Kyle Connor. There we go. How many goals did he have? 59 goals. Well done. McDavid with the Art Ross. Keandre Miller with a plus minus. What was that? Plus 53 in 77 games. Good job. Darcy Kemper with the Jennings. Nikolai Ehlers with the Lady Bing. Bill Masterton to Sam Reinhart. Canadians, Jordan Gavin with the Mark Messier. McDavid with the Ted Lindsay. And then the All-Stars, no one. The All-Rookie team, no one. And now we're back to the original trophies. McDavid with the Hart. McDavid, Conn Smythe. Caller to Martin. Sergachev, the Norris. Beecher with the Selke. The Vezina to Hellebuck. Whatever. Gregory Campbell, executive. And Jimmy Roy, the Jack Adams. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all those. And let's go ahead to the off-season window in a couple days on the 23rd. And we're back here at Saturday, June 23rd. Let's go ahead and see how many contracts we actually have. We have 21 of 50 contracts. So now is the time to load up all of these top players. So we're just going to go ahead and sign all of them, put them in the AHL or the NHL and see what we got. I'll bring you back when it's all done because there's a lot of contracts here. So here we are back on June 30th, the final day of the 28-29 season. We have 3 check marks here: reached the playoffs, winning season, and we met one objective. Our longevity bonus is 4, our financial health bonus is 2, and our total season score was only 26. That is rough. But we do have 5 points to put in here, so we'll go up to negotiating skill. We'll go in-game tactics and coaching prospects, coaching forwards, and coaching goalies. So that should be pretty good there. And if you look, we did sign a bunch of our minor league players. There were a couple trades in there. Trade between New York and San Jose, Florida and New York. I am not re-signing these scouts. I'll do that in the off season. We're going to go ahead and delete all those, and we will go to the first day of the next season. So here we are, this Sunday, July 1st, day 1 of the new season. Let's go through some of these emails and then move on. So the top selling jerseys for June for the Winnipeg Jets were Ehlers, Connor, Pro, Demko, and Taves. Drew Doughty retires, Kadri retires, Carlson, Petrangelo, Landeskog. All of these, Jordan Martinook retires. Our development report, Lindgren went down and Taves went down. Not too bad for that. The top-selling jerseys in June for the NHL, Bouchard, Kemper, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Jordan Binnington are your top 5. A bunch of coaches here retired. Nothing too spectacular. And let's go up to anything pertaining to us. Here we go. The owner confidence. The fans are satisfied. No need to worry about my job. Trade between Edmonton and New York. And a bunch of coaches and staff, it looks like, just retired, so we're going to go ahead and delete all those. The salary cap is still at 90 million, so we're going to go ahead and leave it at that, and let's see what our budget is. Now we can go, I think we could go all the way down and save 79 points because the salary cap is at 90 and this is at, it would only be about 400 and something thousand left below, so we're going to go all the way down to this one and save 79 points, but we're going to raise our development once again. Normal marketing and normal maintenance. This is in terms of scouting. These are our scouts. We do need another advanced scout, so there are no Canadians, so we're just going to put him over there. And let's go ahead and hire scouts while we're at it, see if we have any double excellence. Hopefully there are some from Canada now, and no, there are not. The United States, do they have any? No, they do not. What about Western Europe? Do they have any? No, they do not. What about Eastern Europe? They have one, the Russian. Hire him for 3 seasons at 40,000. What about the rest of the world? No, there are none there, so it looks like the other teams are getting smart and hoarding the best scouts. So this is our scouting for this year. In terms of tournaments, nothing, and the watch list, a bunch of old players that I wanted to sign, so we're just going to go ahead and clear those. And the staff. All of our staff are signed that we want. All of our excellent coaching staff here. Excellent, double excellent, good. Great for prospects. We could upgrade that, but it's okay for now. And double excellent for the goalies. And we have $4.3 million worth of money remaining for staff. So we're just going to leave that though because we are pretty well set. I might hire some scouts later on, but as for now, this is our roster. Are Chaz Lucius and them on the injured list? No. Here they are down here. Barlow and Lucius, okay. So we have, is there anything that I'm missing before I go ahead and look at the roster? The info, data, we do have a first, second, third. We have 2 fourth rounds and 2 fifth round picks. The harmony is excellent. Job security up to a 72. So last year we began at like 7. We're up to 72 with that playoff run. We are still at open warfare with the media, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to get fired over it. And let's go ahead and clear the lines once again. So I'm going to go through and just see what our roster is and what I can do to try and improve on it, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. And we're back here. It's still Sunday, July 1st. I'm still trying to find our defensive fourth line here. Lucius is going to go there. Barlow might go to the fourth line. Maybe I might not keep him up, but as I was looking at Yaroslav Askarov, and I'll just bring him up here. For a goalie, his contract with those stats, he wanted 5 years at $9 million. I was not willing to do that. If you look at his career stats in the NHL, it was a 905 and a 329 goals against. It was -7 goals against, -6, -13, -4. And it was 315, 314, 376, 352. I'm not going to pay a goalie $9 million for those kind of seasons, no matter what team is out in front of him. So that was a large no on that. So we are going to just stay with Thatcher Demko, who is the best goalie available, and Drew Comesso as the backup. We're just going to stay with them and try to build up the defense around them. And there are some prospects that I saw here on the watch list. This Wahlberg, I would love to sign him, but there's no way we can afford him with what the Sabres want to give up for him. But this other one, Harvey, he's only 19 years old, 17. I could put him down on the fourth line and just try to have him grow, but I'm not sure about that either. I tried trading for him, but they want a little bit much. And the other one was Xavier Bourgault. I have not tried to trade for him yet, but he might be the answer to the fourth line. Or I could go back to free agency and go back with Martinuk or Luosterainen or someone like that. But for now, I will continue to search and I'll bring you back when I'm done. So we're back here. It is Sunday, July 1st, still the first day, and I have made a trade. I received Connor Dewar and Carson Rekop in exchange for Colby Barlow, Pavel Fugelberg, Yuna Lipoyoki, Dubrovsky. 3 prospects and Colby Barlow for Connor Dewar, who is the one I wanted here. He's on the last year of his deal. He's 30 years old. I can sign him for another 2 or 3 or 4 years, and he can be that defensive forward for us on the fourth line left wing. So we're going to go ahead and put him down. Connor Dewar right there on the fourth line. And now our salary is still at 66. We're still about $3.5 million below the cap. So we're going to go ahead and try to find Luosterainen and bring him back. So I will bring it back when I have found and signed him. So we're back here. It is still Sunday, July 1st. We have offered Eetu Luosterainen a fourth line winger contract, and we have Connor Dewar. We were still looking for that center, but we're going to go ahead and just sim. Maybe we can find one here soon. We'll sim to the draft lottery announcement. Monday, July 2nd, we do have some emails. Eetu Luosterainen looks like he's going to want to sign with us, and Devils Capitals agreed to a trade. Sharks Blackhawks get a trade. And another trade between the Sharks and the Flyers, and Adam Fox about to sign. Who knows? Let's go ahead and delete all those. We'll just check in on Luosterainen. Lucius has 1 to 2 months still, and Colby Barlow is gone. That is correct. So, and let's just see here. Free agent center. Yes, Luosterainen. There we go. And let's go ahead and sim to the draft lottery. So here we are at the draft lottery. It's Thursday, July 5th, and there are some emails here. Luosterainen signing imminent. Utah Columbus agreed to a deal. Utah Tampa agreed to a deal. And that looks just about it, so we're going to go ahead and delete those and jump into the draft lottery. And let's go. The Nashville Predators at 16, Wild at 15, Detroit at 14. Connor Hellebuck won a Vezina Trophy on a team that has the 14th overall pick in the draft. Amazing. Ottawa in 13, Sabres, Rangers, Bruins still in 10th. The Blues in 9th, Vegas in 8th, San Jose 7th, no movement yet. Flames in 6th. Ooh, there we go. The Kraken go from 4th to 5th. The Maple Leafs 3rd to 4th. The Flyers 2nd to 3rd. Colorado from 1st to 2nd. And the New York Islanders again, I believe. That's like twice in this universe they have won the draft lottery. So let's go ahead and look at the overall draft picks. We have the 29th pick and the 61st pick in this year's draft. So let's go ahead one day and sim to the draft. And here we are. There are some trades. Pittsburgh, Nashville, Tampa and Washington, Tampa, Detroit, Penguins, Canadiens, Seattle, Buffalo, Devils, Blackhawks, Utah and New Jersey, the Kings and Washington, Utah, Calgary, Utah and Pittsburgh, the Devils and Seattle, Utah, Seattle, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Dallas, Tampa, and the Kings and who was that? The Lightning. There we go. And let's go to the draft. So we're just going to pick until human here through the first 28 picks. The first overall pick to the New York Islanders was Owen Clark-Roy, a center. Pretty good pick for them. So here we are at pick number 29, and this player right here, Bella Booz, a center, looks like he is definitely, that could be our fourth line center. Starting right away, he's 18. He's got the stats, the defensive read, stick checking, faceoffs. His positioning is only 13. He could be a little better, but we're going to draft him and put him as our fourth line center right away. So with the 29th pick, the Jets select Bella Booz. Nice name. So with the 61st pick in the draft, the Winnipeg Jets will select Hampus Thielander. Before I pick him, this is why I'm picking him. He's 18 years old. He already has these fantastic stats. His scouting is an A from Finland, so we will pick Hampus Thielander with the 61st overall pick. With the 93rd overall pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Cole Calissimo. With the 124th pick, the Jets will select Robbie McCann. With the 125th pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Easton Scott. With the 133rd pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Antonio Giannetta. With the 157th pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Elias Fernhall. With the 189th pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Clement Ribardier. With the 221st pick, the Winnipeg Jets will select Ludwig Karnstrom. And that concludes your 2029 NHL draft. The best draft goes to the Vegas Golden Knights, the Red Wings, and the Predators, who only had 2 picks. The worst drafts go to the Islanders, who had the first overall pick again. The Sabres and the Penguins round out the bottom 3 worst drafts. So we'll delete that. Let's check Eetu Luostarinen, see if he is still ready to sign with us. And he is, so let's go ahead and sim one day, see if he actually does sign with us. And there it is, Eetu Luostarinen does sign. So we will put him in the lineup there. Welcome back to this team after the last couple years. You're part of a great defensive core. And that center I just drafted. Here is Bella Booz. He will, I'm going to sign him now if he does want a contract. And he does. He is going to be our fourth line center. Let's just go back to free agents and see. There's not. Adam Fox is still there. Askarov, does he want? Did he go lower? Sorry, not interested. Oh, well, what does Adam Fox want for a contract? It's after the draft. 4 years at $10 million. No, thank you. And so we're going to go ahead and keep simming to August 1st. It's Thursday, July 12th, and Mikhail Yegorov has signed his contract, so we're going to put him in the AHL. And our new fourth line center, 18 years old, Bella Booz, has signed his contract, and he wears number 80. So we're going to go ahead and put him in the lineup. And Chaz Lucius is the only one that we are waiting for. Right there on the second line right wing. Let's go ahead and see what players are still available in free agencies. Potential Fox, Askarov, Medvedev. No. Is this Ozzy Weisblatt? He scored the game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup Finals for the Edmonton Oilers, and now he's a free agent. Wow, what kind of contract does he want? Nope, not doing that. So this is our team. We're going to go ahead and try to sim to August 1st and see what happens. It is only Wednesday, July 18th, but the recording has been about 2 hours, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop it there. You can have one more look at our team. Again, we're waiting for Lucius to get healed in 2 to 3 weeks to insert him as the second line winger, and that should be about our team there. No injuries, no waivers. Let's have a look at the Manitoba Moose to see how they might develop. All of these high potential players, they should be doing pretty well next season. And with that, if you have any suggestions, our cap is only at about 73, so we do have $17 million to spend. We'll take a look at the free agents one more time. There's the ability, there's the potential, same with the upcoming free agents. Maybe we could sign someone else there. There's potential. Here is the ability. And the trade block. There's the ability and there's the potential. Anyone I might be able to get, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. So here we are on Wednesday, August 1st. We do have some emails, a trade between Anaheim and Montreal. Holtz is still there. Our Winnipeg Jets best-selling jerseys for July. Ehlers, Connor, Luosterainen, Demko, and Taves. The development report. Tobias Lednicki, puck handling and stick checking went up by 1. Stick checking up to a 12. Nice, I'll take that. And the negatives, Demko, Ehlers, Lindgren, and Pelech. Best-selling jerseys for July in the NHL. Nothing in Winnipeg once again, so we're going to go ahead and delete those. It is August, and we do have the Prospects Tournament, so we're just going to move the game promotions to no change. Our morale is still at +3. Scouting, we're going to assign the few scouts we have to the Hinka Gretzky and the Prospects Tournament. And Ches Lucius is now a yellow medical badge, so we can dress him and insert him into the lineup. And then we'll just go ahead and see how our lines fill out. So Kyle Connor on the first line left wing still has those very good offensive attributes, followed by Brad Lambert at center, still pretty good, 17 faceoffs. And Nikolai Ehlers still has the getting open, the passing, and we have Brendan Brisson, pretty good two-way forward there. And L. Carlson as your second line center. 19-year-old rookie, but he has 18 faceoffs, and as a 16 playmaker, he should be able to get it done. Louis Carlson, a rookie, 19 years old. On the right, he is flanked on the right by Chaz Lucius, our up-and-coming superstar, perhaps even a future captain. And then the third line, we have Gabe Perreault. Pretty good two-way forward there. Not too bad. He does have the defensive read and the positioning, so that's good, along with the offensive category. The center on the third line is Braden Yeager, only a 15 for faceoffs, but pretty good offensive and physical categories there. And Stramel is on the third line right wing. And then the fourth line, Connor Dewar, the big trade of the offseason. He will lead this fourth line along with Luosterainen. The fourth line rookie, Bella Booz, drafted this year, our first pick. He is your first line or your fourth line center, 18 faceoffs, his stick checking at 17, and his defensive read at 14. So hopefully he can at least win the faceoffs while Dewar and Luosterainen do the defensive work there on the fourth line. And with Luosterainen, here are his defensive ratings. And then your defense, you have Rodwin Dianazio, a nice little two-way defense win. And then flanked by Devin Taves. And then Zeev Buim. And he is flanked by Sam Rinzel, who is more of an offensive defenseman, but he does have good positioning and defensive read and stick checking. And then the bottom six, you have Ryan Lindgren, and he is flanked by Adam Pelech. And our starting goalie, rather, is Thatcher Demko. And the backup so far is Drew Comesso. And that is your team as I see it right now. We do still have a $17 or so million worth of cap space. And free agents, I don't want Fox, Askarov, no, Hemming, Carson Lambos. Our defense is pretty well set. So we're just going to go ahead and sim to September 1st. Hockey Hall of Fame. The youth movement I don't really care about. This one, here is Steve Duquesne. Made it into the Hall of Fame class of 2029. Our nominee made it. Good job. Joe Pavelski, I suppose. I don't even think he won a Stanley Cup or any major awards, did he? Nope. He had a silver medal in the Winter Olympics in 2009, 2010. That is his one award. Not really Hall of Fame worthy, just played for a lot of years. Who is this? Brian Propp, okay. And Dave Taylor made it in. Good for you guys. Congratulations. And we will also stop at the Prospects Tournament on August 14th. Here we are at the Prospects Tournament. We do have a trade between Columbus and Chicago, and nothing else really to report, so we're going to delete those. And let's go find players for our roster. Let's start with goalies. Augustin will put in, and whoever this guy is, Jacob Fowler. He can be our other goalie. Let's go to the defenseman. Friege. Any other Winnipeg players? Nothing really. So we're just going to go with some of the best rated, I suppose. And that is our 6th defenseman. Let's go with forwards. And now we can really shine with Winnipeg. Roos, Sundberg, all Winnipeg's forwards that were signed in this offseason are going to the Prospects Tournament. Every single one of them. Oh, we are, nope, here we go. We got Ruck and this guy. So if you look at our forwards, every single one is from Winnipeg. This is your Stanley Cup winning Winnipeg Jets team in like 4 or 5 years. Right here, these forwards. And defensemen, one good defenseman there. Alphonse Friege, pretty good. He's going to be a good two-way defenseman for us. So let's go ahead and sim to September 1st, and then we'll check out the Prospects Tournament. So here we are, it is Saturday, September 1st. The free agent signing window is closed for now, and Adam Fox, Askarov, Hemming, Vivani, Lambo Skinner, Gustafsson, all of these big names have not signed contracts. Adam Fox is down to 3 years, $5 million. Wow. What is Askarov? Does he want to come back? Sorry, he's not interested. But Adam Fox, 3 years at $5 million. Who would we want to get rid of though? Dianazio? Yeah, you know what? Let's go after Adam Fox. What did he want? What was it? He's 31 years old. His personality should be pretty good. Scouting, yeah. He adjusts quickly. He's a clean player. He is a very stable player, and he doesn't want changes frequently. Let's go ahead and see if we can sign Adam Fox. What a steal. 3 years at $5 million. Wow. Could we go 4 years? 4 years at 4 years, $5 million for Adam Fox. And what about less? 4 years at like 4.6. Could we get that? We could. 4 years at 4.4. Will that piss him off? No. He just wants to play hockey. What about 4 years at $4 million for Adam Fox? No, okay, that's too little. Well, let's go to 4 years at 4.3. Nope. What about 4 years at 4.5? He'll take it. 4 years at 4.5 million for Adam Fox. He just wants to play hockey, I guess. And Askarov still doesn't want to play with us. But that's fine. We just got Adam Fox. And let's look at some of these trades here. New York, Seattle, Rangers, Wild, New York, Boston. The top-selling jerseys in August are Ehlers, Connor Demko, Taves, and Brad Lambert, number 5. Nice. The development report, Tobias Lednicki and Clement Rabardier. And Connor and Dewar both went down. Top-selling jerseys in August. Nikolai Ehlers, number 18. That's perfect. And there's a signing, Ethan Gauthier, a trade, New York, Boston, trade, Dallas, Philly, and a trade, Tampa, Washington. So let's go ahead and look at the Prospects Tournament, what happened back in August. We won 3-2, we won 4-3, we won 1-0, and we lost 4-3 in game number 4. Let's see who had the shutout against Vancouver. Was it Augustin or the other goalie? Nope, it was... No, it was Fowler. There we go. Jay Fowler, 22 of 22. Good for you. Nice job. Now let's go to September. And we do have home games. The regular season begins here, I believe. So we do have some home games. We're going to increase it just to 3%. In terms of scouting, we have no tournaments. And we do have an injury. Gabe Pro out 3 to 4 months. So we do need a... What line was he on? He was more of an offensive forward as well. So third line. Let's see who we have in Manitoba who can play the third line. Let's go with, where was he? Carson Rakoff. He will play the... I know he's a center, but he will play the wing. So Gabe Pro for Carson Rakoff. Where are you? Carson Rakoff. And you're going to the injured list. And we'll go ahead and sim to the preseason on September 7th. We do have a contract update. Adam Fox seems to like our idea of a contract, what a steal it would be. And the new player gets number 61. And there you are, Adam Fox signs with the Winnipeg Jets. His contract, 4 years at 4.5. What a steal. He does have a no movement clause, but I can't believe we just signed him to that. Talk about cheating the game. But he wanted to sign that contract, so that's not on me. And Fox will go in for Dionazio, so we're going to change our lines here. Fox does play on the right. Taves will go on the left. And let's go to the preseason. And here we are. There was a trade between New York and Dallas. And please set your captain. Scheifele is gone. Let's look at the history. Who's our best man now? Kyle Connor. Yep. Kyle Connor is going to be the new captain of this team. So Kyle Connor is now your captain. We need a second alternate who's been here. Ehlers, 33's got 2 years left. No, Connor's got 3 years. I was thinking Chaz Lucius got 2 years, but this Brad Lambert, his leadership is at a 14, but as a first line center, he is the future. He's got 1 year left. We're going to re-sign him. He's 25. Lucius, 26 with 2 years left. What's his? His leadership is at a 13, but his offensive and defensive is so good. But we're going to make Brad Lambert the second alternate. He's ready for it. As you can see, he's very happy. Team morale, harmony, captaincy, and he's happy. So your new captain is Kyle Connor. Your first alternate is Devin Taves. And your second alternate is Brad Lambert. So we have named our new captains, and I will leave it there for the next one where we start preseason and take it all the way through the next regular season.